All right, so another new game that's out that Triad's been spending a lot of time is called Satisfactory. Here, take a look at this. Okay, what was that at the end? Tell me what's going on here, Triad.
So, for those of you who have been fans of the Factorio series, will probably be familiar with this game style. But for those that aren't, basically what this game is it takes, you have those open world games where you're going out and you're collecting resources and you're using it to build weapons to go fight monsters or go take down other people's forts and like that and stuff like that. Well, this kind of takes a look more about the building and resource collection part of it. And instead of going out and getting better resources to build weapons and stuff like that, you're given an end goal, which is to build a space elevator and fill that space elevator up with more and more stuff to get to more and more increasing tiers to improve your factories and improve your base and everything like that. And basically what you're doing is you're going around, you're collecting resources, and you're not going around and just collecting resources and building stuff with it. You're building auto miners. You're building, mining things here, like as if you see in the trailer here, you're building miners, and then you're using conveyor belts to take the ore from those mines, put it into factories, put it into smelters, take those smelters, smelt the resources into actual usable metals, and then use those metals to create other parts.
So you're saying this is like Oki's ultimate freaking game, right? The guy who can't stop collecting everything in every one of our MMOs because that's what he is, a master collector, crafter.
Kind of. I mean, if you make a really good factory and your whole point is you're collecting all these resources, and because you need a lot of resources to make many different things that you're going to need to do other things like driving around in trucks, or to be able to make better tools to build more stuff, or to fill up the space elevator, make the space elevator from the get-go and all that, you're going to have to increase and optimize your factory and your throughput.
Well,
I mean,
Okies, do you see that as a game style and mechanic that you like? Is this a game that you
yes.
pursue?
I actually have a couple of friends who are playing it right now, and just being in the Discord with them and hearing them fight some of the creatures that they have implemented in the early access, that awkward squeal when you run into something, is always fun.
And we have a few members here that I've heard squeal like that. Not all of them girls. Shathi.
Hi.
Triad. Satisfactory. Interesting. So I've never played a sim builder game like this. Looks fun. I mean, if everybody was getting into it, I guess I'd be giving it a whirl. I don't know. I've just never done one like this.
So I will say that this game is still in early access. You cannot actually get to all of the tiers yet with the space elevator. You can still get to trucks. You can get to jetpacks. The other thing about this game is that the world is not randomly generated. So the map that you play on is about a little bit smaller than the entire size of Skyrim from the Elder Scrolls games, but there is still plenty of space to run around and build in, find resources. And actually, because the map is handcrafted, a friend of mine that's been playing this, it is one of the fun things we do is we'll go around the map and look at all the different handcrafted areas to go run around and explore. There's actually there is an entire cliff that we found that's a giant jumping puzzle, and at the top of it you get rewarded with a bunch of different power slugs, and power slugs are used to let you overclock your factories to produce resources faster. So it actually pays off to go around and explore besides just building the resources. And another thing is, as you're exploring, you'll actually find resources that you can't use yet because they haven't been implemented, and then you'll also find these weird alien artifacts that start talking to you, and it actually shows. I think they're going to actually have some sort of story in the game right now, but I think when the game's fully released, they're going to have an actual possibly coherent story in this game that's going to give you a reason for everything that you're doing, and possibly completely change up everything later on. So I'm definitely curious to see how this game is. Now, there is still some issues with it, but it is fun. I would check it out if you got a few extra $30 lying around and you want to try something new. Try this game out. For now, because it's an early access, I'm going to have to give it an early access out of 10.
Nice. Nice. Well, okay, there you go. There's yet another style of game.
I think the only turn-off a lot of people are going to have is where the platform is currently.
What's that?
It's currently on Epic. Which is the only other turn-off some people have.
I can't get them in some other form, direct from their website or anything?
Nope. Unfortunately, this was one of the games that originally was going to be on Steam and got sacrificed to the great Epic Games takeover of 2019, as we've been seeing so far.
Well,
so
that's a bummer. Well, it's not necessarily a barrier for me to not get it. I obviously have Epic and their launcher, but I'm not totally enthused by them yet, so I'm not going to say yes or no to the membership for that, but noted, Epic Launcher. Alright, so we have brought Roska on the line because we are going to talk about another new game that I think is incredible. It slipped past us, and I asked Roska to put in the time to play it, and he did devoutly for 47 hours straight without hitting the bathroom or food or anything. He's a diehard player. The game is called Generation Zero. Here, take a look.
Peggy 12.
Generation Zero, a game that slipped by, a game that I would have played. I would have played this in a hot minute had I known, and it just got by us. We didn't get the preview on it, and sorry about that, you guys, because it looks pretty damn incredible. In fact, Why don't you go ahead and tell me why it seems incredible, or the goods and bads of it, Raska? And thank you for joining us on the stream today.
Hey, how's it going? So basically, visually, everything was pretty dope with it. There's a few clipping issues here and there I noticed through like walls and whatnot, but I caught myself multiple times just kind of looking around at everything that was going on.
Meaning you were literally just stopping and staring?
Yeah, stopping
That
and staring.
that says
there.
a ton for the environment and for the graphics that they did.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it looks pretty good. However,
Uh-oh. Here it comes. Well, we want the honest feedback. Remember, we're not loyal to any brand or any game here. We're loyal to our community. So hit us with it.
no, exactly. However, it seemed very repetitive. Especially, I mean, I spent 6.5 to almost 7 hours last night playing it, and I don't feel like I really got far. The questing was vague, and the killing of things was just pretty easy. You can sit inside a house and just keep a door open and just dodge around the door constantly, and they would never walk in.
So some enhancements that they might need some feedback on. So
Yep.
maybe a little more maturity, but something that
It almost looks like it almost felt like initially they were going for something really big here, and
maybe
there's
they
a lot
pushed
of,
it out
like,
too soon.
probably a little bit of that, because it like I said, some clipping through like the walls and stuff. Like I saw like branches coming through and waving in my face when I was in the house. And I'm just like, that could have been avoided. All of the house generations, like everything seemed like it was almost generated in each spot, the same exact item. Like I went into one house, I was like, oh, this is just like the other house I was just in.
So they did push it. It sounds like they did push it.
Yeah, it seemed pushed. Again, graphically, it's really great, but the gameplay seemed a bit lackluster. I only played single player. I wasn't really sure what multiplayer was going to be, and maybe you could be a lot more run and gunny with it, but I found it easier just to hide behind a car, sit in the house, and shoot through the door, and kill pretty much everything with no problem.
All right, so I'm going to hit you with the same one I hit Rafka with. Of 10, is that making it a 2, or is it making it a 9? Where are you going to put this solidly at, and what are your recommendations on it?
Like a 3.5 to 4.
Oof.
And I would say maybe I didn't get far enough towards the more fun stuff, but I still put 7 hours in, and I felt like it was a drag more than anything.
Bummer, because graphically it looks great. It looks like it'd be a blast to play, but maybe it just needs some more maturity, a patch to update some of this stuff.
There was like no dodge mechanics, so if any, you saw like in that trailer there where a robot came and like jumped at. There's literally no way to avoid that.
Yeah, see, that's a killer for me, especially playing Division 2 where dodge mechanics are high function. I like that feature and function in any game, because it's more immersive and it makes you feel like you got a little more control over it. Yeah, more skill. Well, there you go. Generation 0, huh? Maybe it's just a 0.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll redeem itself with some patch, some version 1.2 stuff. I mean, it may not go totally the way of another Anthem game that we won't mention.
There is a reason why we didn't hear so much about this game.
Yeah, tell me.
So the company that developed the game indirectly, bipartisan, has a major shareholder known as Bethesda.
Oh, well.
And this was dropped right around the same time as their other game that didn't do so.
Fallout 76, same engine even.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're going to see which one of the houses gets their head out of their butt and patches their game to be the better version. Not that Fallout 76 is actually dead. There are still plenty of diehards playing it. Me and Shati have even talked about going back to it because there's plenty of aspects we like and love about that game. Looking at Generation 0, unless it gets an update, yeah, I may not be back in this one myself.
Yeah, it shows that the support they were supposed to get was pulled rather quickly in favor of 76.
Yeah, believe it. Totally believe it. It's competing title. Totally competing title. All right. Well, Roski, I appreciate the time and effort you put into it. You got a game there you can play and enjoy or not, put down, keep us up to date with. Maybe next month they'll have something better. You can come on and tell us there's something better.
Yeah, see if they do any update that has some, I don't know, more
Improvements.
content
Yeah.
or just some better way of tracking. Like, I found myself just being like, where the heck am I supposed to go with their vague directions on their quests?
Yeah, and I see a lot of that as something that they literally could fix easily because they're not trying to do major engine changes with that. They're just improving how it's being used.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Roski. I appreciate it. Sorry if it burned you a little bit on that waste of time. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a waste.
I was having fun just talking with people and playing at the same time. So.
Yeah, no doubt. And now our membership knows not to spend money on it quite yet. Much appreciated.
Right.
You have a good day, buddy, and thank you again.
Later.
All right, you guys.